Hi YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a plan with me. I'm doing my weekly setup for May the 12th through the 18th, 2025. And I am going to just let this video play. I'm not doing anything new or significant in my planners. I am happy that I was able to be proactive and plan this week out. Again, I feel like I fell off the bandwagon with productivity, and this is the first time I'm trying to assess what went wrong and what didn't. As you know, in my last video that I did, I am back to using a weekly planner because I need to see that full week layout with little sections, but I need to see what my appointments are for that week, anything I'm habit tracking, my priorities, as well as a staple to do for that week. So this was really useful to me, and I think I'm just going to keep with it. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I take things out or change it if it's been working? And I think the reason why I did this was simply for the sake of not having too many notebooks or planners that I'm working out of. And I know if it's helping me, then that shouldn't matter, but because I'm just at a point in my life now where I'm craving simplicity, I think I'm trying to force some things that are not fitting. So I'm glad that I had a chance to reassess. I'm laughing because sometimes I feel like my birds listen to me and then just decide to start. It is about to be Mother's Day is about to be over with, I guess you can say. And today was a good day. I am grateful that my mom is alive. I'm grateful that I love my mom and I have a relationship with her. I know a lot of people can't say that, whether it's their mom has passed or they don't have a good relationship with her or they don't know who she is at all. And Mother's Day has never been I would say a huge thing, because one thing I can always say about me and my mom, and it was from, you know, ever since I can remember, we've always celebrated each other. We've always lifted each other up. We've always spent time. We've literally always been in connection in some type of way. So I am grateful for that. I honor her every day anyway. I'm always telling her how thankful and grateful I am for her guidance, and even still now her guidance, and just the example that she has been in my life. So I'm really grateful for that. Today was a good day because of that. I thought I was going to get a chance to rest today. I did not at all. And I was a bit disappointed about that because I really needed to rest. And these 3 days that I've been off, I haven't really done that. So it was a little disappointing. Friday, my daughter was here with me because she wasn't feeling well. And yeah, so I really didn't get rest like I wanted to. And this week, I will be picking up an extra shift. So I'll be working overnight. So I'll be working overnight one night out of this week. So I won't have that straight 3 days off. But the following week I will. So I'm happy about that. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about self-care. And I know some of us hear it all the time. I know for me and my profession, we talk about it all the time, whether it's between each other, like staff, and with clients. And it's something that we really hone in on and we always talk about, but it's also that thing that seems so simple, but so difficult to do. And I think it's also a thing that gets overlooked when it accounts for so much of who we are. I feel like if we're not practicing self-care, it shows, whether it shows in our emotions, our relationships, our even our finances. It shows in being able to take care of ourselves in ways that set us up or promote us to be a better person, I shall say, is important, because sometimes so many of us follow the blueprint of what self-care looks like, whether that's getting our nails did, exercising, eating veggies, and all of that very well is self-care for some people. But some people, and I think at some point all of us do, need that self-care where we evaluate who's in our life, why they're there, are they serving a purpose? Meaning, like, is sometimes we have people in our life that bring us down, and it's just not productive at all. In fact, it causes us more pain than anything else. And sometimes self-care can look like doing the hard thing of, setting boundaries. Self-care could be exercising, especially if you're a person like me that has fell off the bandwagon with exercising, and now I'm in a joint flare up that I've had for like quite a while now, and I'm just, really struggling with pain and what that looks like. But what self-care looks like for me now. So a little self-disclosure, I chose to go to the dispensary, and I chose to try to get back on a regimen with CBD and just doing what I can to manage my pain, because I realized I don't have to deal with it. Like, it's some things that I can do that doesn't require me to take full-on medication that's prescribed by a doctor to manage it. I don't really like doing that if I don't have to, or it's other alternatives that I could use that is less strenuous on my body overall. And body meaning digestive system, everything. Sometimes we take medicine, and while it helps one thing, it is destroying something else. So if I don't have to go that route, then I'd rather go like a more safe route. And I realized that that is going to require me to put more money out. Like, I already have a membership at Massage Envy, and I very much need the massages, not for just like a self-care like that, literally for my health. And I can't really cut that out, but I also know that I need to either pick up hours specifically just to maintain pain management, whether that's because dispensaries are expensive, and especially if you're using a regimen of whatever your choice is. But if you're using anything on a regimen form, it's expensive. Skincare, expensive. Um, Everything is expensive depending on how often you use it, and how much it is. So that's something that I had to really think about and say, okay, I need to take care of myself better in the area of pain management, because that is causing issues and barriers for me in completing my goals. Because if I'm waking up in pain and I'm pushing through to get my kids ready for school, and once I get them on the bus, I'm like falling out until it's time for me to get ready to go to work, that's not productive. And then when I get to work, I'm pushing through the pain of being up and down and all of this extra stuff. And it's strenuous. It's stressful. It's stressful on the mind. It's stressful on the body. It's stressful. So I want to focus this next month specifically honing in on self-care. Like, I do have other priorities to get done, but I definitely want to hone in on self-care and what am I doing each week to make self-care a thing, and not just a thing that I write on a sheet of paper and don't get done. So that's something I'm going to be doing. And I actually think on my weekly planner, the spiral one that I showed with the weekly layout, I think I'm going to, I know I put appointments and everything that's on the left side, but along with the appointments, I think I'm going to jot down what self-care thing that I did that week. And me actually doing this video today and setting up my journals, I feel like I'm setting myself up for success. And I can't really say I felt totally like that before. Honestly, before when I was setting up, you know, it was to help me plan my week, but it was also to like beautify my notebooks and all of that. But this week, I'm really feeling like I'm setting myself up for success, and that's what I'm trying to do. Rather, I'm trying to prepare myself as much as I can to be able to be productive and have a space and an organized space to write down the things that I need. So I'm going to give it a really good go. And I think what I'm going to focus on in terms of self-care is my body. But then also like that spiritual aspect because I'm so tired physically, emotionally, and mentally. I feel like my spiritual side is also depleting because I'm just worn out. And today I had a chance to talk to a friend that I haven't in such a long time, and it was out the blue, and they were telling me happy Mother's Day, and then the conversation kind of led from there, and we were like, oh, okay. They were like, well, how about, next weekend, like catching up or whatever. And at first I'm like an at-home person and I'm an introvert, and yes, I can be around others and be fine, but sometimes I'll admit I get in this rut and I get stuck in this routine of just the same thing day in and day out. And if you're an introvert, you might can relate to this. The longer I stay in and don't go out, the easier it is for me to stay in. And it used to be a point where I was making it my business to get out once or twice a month with friends, and that's just to maintain like that social aspect, to get away from the home, to take a breather outside of my responsibilities. But then training myself to give myself permission to do so, because being a special needs mom is very hard. It's not, you love your kids, but it is hard. It is not for the weak. It's very hard. And if you don't take care of yourself, you will see it weighing. And I think that's the reason why sometimes in some families and relationships, the marriage suffers or the family suffers because no one is taking care of themselves. And it's causing like the tension and the stress and everybody blaming the next person. And instead, if people took care of themselves more, and sometimes taking care of yourself is prioritizing yourself. It's saying, I know I'm a mom, I know what I need to do, but I need to check in with myself first, and then I can. And it's just like the the plain thing, you put the mask on yourself first so you'll be able to help other people. And I think as parents, especially as mothers, and I only say especially as mothers because that's the only aspect I can speak from, you feel that need sometimes to take care of the whole family, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or not. You know, you feel that obligation, but you also feel that love and compassion sometimes to take care of everyone in your household, your outside family sometimes. If you're a caretaker, your work family, and everyone in between. And it leaves you depleted if you don't know how to fill yourself back up. And I think with being an introvert, and leave a message down below and let me know if you are an introvert as well and you feel the same way. But I can only re-up and refill myself if I'm alone. And if I don't have a proper balance of things, because sometimes I'm at home, but it's very much still chaotic, very much chaotic. And I think that is what going out those couple of times a month was doing for me. It was allowing me to replenish myself in a space that I was able to do so. So sometimes I was going with friends and we were just watching a movie. Like, it's simple as that. We weren't doing anything that required a lot of thought or intention, or we were just talking And it didn't have to be about a serious subject, just talking and connecting, but it was allowing me to breathe and not have to worry about, did I wash? Did I get this? Did I feed this kid? Did I get that? Did I do this? And sometimes your brain needs that, but sometimes, you know, as parents, we need to remind ourselves of what we need. And we also need to give that grace to our kids as well. Like, you know, maybe they are stressed in areas of their life, and being able to sit down with them and say, hey, mommy needs her time and this is why. And you might feel that same way too. Like, being in school for kids, especially high school, can be very stressful, and teaching them ways to practice self-care to be able to handle the things that they're dealing with is so important. I think it's going to make them that much more of a prepared adult if they know how to take care of themselves now, if they learn and open their minds to exploring what it means to take care of themselves and what is the best way to do it. So yeah, this video was about my weekly setup, but also totally about self-care. Leave me a message down below and let me know if you are an introvert, if you feel the same way. If you're an introvert and you find it hard to get out, lately I've been finding it very hard to get out. And it's not like I'm sad about it, but I also know that it's something that I need to do. I need to get myself back in that routine of doing that. And I hope to have a really good week with self-care. I challenge you all as well. If you're somebody that struggles with self-care like me, try it out for a week. If not for a whole week, try it out for 3 or 4 days and say, like, these next 3 days, I want to practice self-care. And this is how I'm going to do it. Or I'm going to practice self-care. I don't really know how I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to put my best foot forward. And if you feel like you need to, like, Google ways that people practice self-care, do it. But try to specify it too. Like, what are some ways to take care of self-care emotionally? What are some ways to self-care physically? And give yourself a selection to choose from. But I hope that that's helpful. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you all have an awesome week. I hope you all were able to plan. Sometimes, I know we love our planners, but sometimes getting in it to set that week up can be difficult. But I hope you all have a great week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye-bye.